In 1900, about 3% of our society was over age 65. Today, it's 14%. And in 2040, when all the baby boomers reach full maturity, 1 in 4 Americans will be over the age of 65. We've always had old people, but for the first time, we have an aging nation. We live in a youth culture and a youth world, but now what we're seeing is that we have a lot of folks who aren't youths. And so everything we think about in products and services have to be different. And so one of the things that we think is important is to recognize population aging and to figure out how to design that next product and service that's going to meet the needs of those folks.
We are creating a brand new graduate certificate to provide opportunities both for professionals in the gerontology space and as well as entrepreneurs that are looking to understand the demographics of this space.
We're taking in this program the expertise from the Scripps Gerontology Center and Miami's expertise in gerontology and merging that with the Farmer School of Business Institute for Entrepreneurship, both considered to be centers of excellence by the state of Ohio, and bringing them together to say, how can we take advantage of what we know about in aging and how can we leverage the ideas of entrepreneurship to better educate students, and more importantly, come up with ideas that will improve the lives of older people. That's a winning combination.
I think students who come into this program get the expertise of entrepreneurship and the expertise of gerontology. They get that in an online format where they're able to do it anytime, anywhere, and yet they learn very actionable hands-on skill sets. So I think you will see both a deep academic, rigorous component and a very practical, hands-on component that allows them to understand what the market opportunity is and how they might take advantage of and go to market with that opportunity.
Some of the students will be more from an entrepreneur perspective, some will be have more aging experience, and some might be older people who are now wanting to be entrepreneurs. And one of the things that we think will be a strength of this is the courses will be built, even though they're online, they'll be built so that we can talk to each other and take advantage of the diversity of the course.
I think the program is flexible enough to be able to cater to a variety of different interests and needs. I think one of the most important parts of being an entrepreneur, not only having a sense of empathy for the people that we're designing for, but having a clear problem that we're working towards solving. So I think this program is great at identifying a incredible opportunity to design something meaningful and impactful in the lives of our aging population.
We are seeing unprecedented changes in the demographics of our nation, and those changes mean opportunity.
We see actually a range of opportunities that may come out of this. For example, we see nonprofit organizations such as Area Agencies on Aging and the ability for their leaders and managers to understand an entrepreneurial approach to create greater sustainability for their nonprofit through revenue generating opportunities. On the other end, we see the opportunity for entrepreneurs to actually build huge high growth businesses.
Brothers John and Andy Nielsen were Miami students over a decade ago. They are now CEO and CBO of Everything But the House, the premier online estate sale marketplace, an entrepreneurial company that now employs more than 1,000 people. The brothers' courage to invest, their will to persevere, took the simple idea and turned it into something big and global.
I think what you will see in many entrepreneurial opportunities, including Everything But the House, is that the aging population represents one of several market opportunities. And it's one that's an important one in their particular business. And understanding those aging demographics, understanding the science behind gerontology, is what would enable them to take advantage of this sort of an opportunity.
I recently launched a project called The Green Store. My target demographic would be primarily millennials, or as I say, millennial-minded. And I found that a lot of my customers were the age of my grandparents, which I thought was really interesting. And I think that as we think about the aging population and evolving needs, the real magic of social entrepreneurship is being able to solve pain points in the lives of other people.
One of the things that we did was developing technology to help families who are taking care of relatives with dementia. And so, for example, we put into a house sensors on the door so that the cell phone would go off if the door opened at night, because one of the things we find is that folks with dementia sometimes wander in the evening. So that's the kind of example of taking a problem that families are facing and coming up with a technological solution that will improve their lives.
The aging population and the implications of that population aging are dramatic for the kinds of opportunities that it will create.
As a social entrepreneur, I think this program is incredibly exciting because it allows the opportunity to tap into an underserved population, which is our aging population. We see a lot of exciting innovations in this field, and I think there's a lot more room for entrepreneurship in this area. So I'm really excited to see a program like this offer this opportunity.
Aging is very variable. The fact is that we're talking about a population between age 60 or 65 and age 100, and they have very different needs. It might be travel services. It might be how can we better communicate with our grandchildren? What's going to be the next technology that's going to allow people to communicate across generations? And so aging is not just about disease, it's not just about sickness, it's about living. That's what we're all about in this certificate. It's how can we design a set of services and products that are going to make the lives of older people just that much better.
We believe this is one of the first of its kind to bring together both gerontology and entrepreneurship. As a result, we are incredibly excited about the opportunity to bring this to market and to see the opportunities that it leads to for the students that participate in the program.